Good evening, football fans, and welcome to Memorial Field in Concord, New Hampshire for our Bedford Dental Care Game of the Week. Number 2 Bedford against number 1 Concord, the Crimson Tide. I'm Pete Terrier, along with our new videographer, Jennifer Chick. Getting excited about this one. The top 2 teams in the Union Leader WGIR, WMUR Power Poll. Concord's number 1, the highest scoring team in the state, going against number 2 Bedford, the stingiest defense in the state. Something's got to give tonight. And oh, by the way, it's really big as far as where the conference goes, because the winner of this game will likely win the Northern Conference in Division 1 and will have home field advantage likely throughout the D1 playoffs. So they certainly want to win this game tonight. Both teams do, even though they'll probably meet up again in a few weeks in the playoffs. We'll bring you all the first half highlights, come back at halftime, talk to you, a little reaction and commentary, the second half highlights, followed by our post-game coverage right here on nhsportspage.com. Bedford going against Concord, 1 versus 2. Okay, getting set to get this thing going here. Concord and Bedford. Bedford will kick off left to right to Concord. It's a short kick by Keelan McCool, fielded at about the 30-yard line by Concord's Jonah Moser, and he's going to run it to the right side and be stopped shy of the 35-yard line, so the Crimson Tide will start on offense. 1st and 10 on their own 34-yard line. Here comes Bedford back to the line quickly here. They got Nick Bayless to the right, Mike Bayless to the left. Kalala in the shotgun. Here comes Mike Bayless in motion. Kalala's going to keep. Oh, it's up the middle. There goes Palace. He's up the middle. One man to beat. Jobin. Jobin can't get him. And Aaron Palace has gone for an 84-yard touchdown run. And Bedford surprised him up the gut. Indy comes off the field on this first down and 10. Ball's on the 13-yard line. Here's the handoff, Gaudette running right. Gaudette bounces it outside, heading for the corner. Gaudette diving for the pylon. I think he's going to be shy. No, he's in. Mark Gaudette, 14-yard touchdown run, just kept going right, and he found the corner of the end zone, the front corner of the end zone, and Concord's within 1, 7-6. Concord's line to the scrimmage, which they're now saying it's the 3. So Indy, they go to Gaudette. Gaudette walks into the end zone off the right tackle, and Mark Gaudette's got his second touchdown run of this game, and Concord's on top by a score of 12-7. Here, we try and get those 2 points back from the misconduct PAT after the first touchdown. Law under center. Law still has it, throws, caught, Gaudette. Mark Gaudette doing it all tonight. The 2-point conversion gives Concord a touchdown lead at 14-7. 6:51 left to go in the half, actually. And Concord might do that quick kick thing because they still got Law in there in the shotgun. But he has quick kicked a few times in this situation. Bedford doesn't have anybody back, and Law will kick it away. And chasing it down is Simu Smith, rolls down towards the goal line, and he touches it. And it's going to be down at the 1, inside the 1. 22 on my head, big kid, and they had him in, got a couple of carries last year. And I think it's a keeper by Kalala, and again a pile. Looks like a flag came in. Fumble, Concord says. Concord says they got it, and so does the official. It is a fumble. Down, goal from just inside the 8, call it the 7. 3 running backs behind Law under center. Takes the snap, fake handoff, looking to throw to the right. Got a man open, Baskelic caught it, is he in? They're looking it over with the officials. One official's pointing down. It's a touchdown. It's a touchdown after a long deliberation between the 2 officials. Bakir Baskelic with the touchdown to receive is Zoltz bouncing the long snap. McCool kicks it away low. Gonna bounce right about the 46-yard line, roll towards the Concord end of things, and Harrison will field it and down it at the 34, and that's gonna be it. So at the end of the one half, Concord in control, 20-7. They scored 20 consecutive points to end the half, and they're up by 13, 20-7 on Bedford. Of our Bedford Dental Care Game of the Week. Concord #1 against #2 Bedford, and so far after Bedford took control early on an 84-yard touchdown run right up the middle by Aaron Pallas, the Keelan McCool PAT. It was 7-0 Bedford midway through the first quarter, but Concord answered. Mark Gaudette with a 14-yard touchdown run. They missed the PAT kick, so it was 7-6, but then Concord scored a couple more touchdowns before the half. Got another touchdown, a 3-yard run to put Bedford on top, especially when he caught the 2-point conversion pass from Robbie Law to make it 14-6. That was 6:51 left to go in the second quarter. And then Bedford fumbling on their own 4-yard line, Concord recovering it after getting driven back a little bit. They scored on an 8-yard touchdown pass from Robbie Law to Bakir Beskelik, the tight end, with just under a minute left to go in the first half. They once again missed the PAT kick, so it's 20-7. Bedford is trailing. They haven't even given up, they've given up 26 points all year coming into this game, so Concord scored 20 in the first half against them. And Concord's been doing it largely through the air, and for Bedford, really not much on offense except for that Aaron Pallas 84-yard run up the middle, which basically fooled everybody, and no one could bring him down. But Concord has dominated since then. We look forward to the second half. A good one coming up. We'll get you all our post-game coverage as well. And did you see Simu Smith, the outstanding wide receiver from Concord, playing the saxophone in the band? Very, very impressive performance. Certainly a versatile guy. They also had another player for Concord, Brad Rucker, 6'5" senior, out there playing as well, playing I think what was some kind of a trumpet. I'm not big on I know football, I don't necessarily know musical instruments, but it was impressive seeing a couple of football players out there taking part in that halftime celebration with the band. If you'd like the full DVD of this game broadcast, all our play-by-play, our outstanding video highlights, and everything else that goes with it here on nhsportspage.com, you can click the link that's right on the page where this YouTube video is found, and you can just click right on that, and you can purchase that DVD. It'll be a memory for you to last a lifetime, especially with these seniors going out this year. At the half, Concord up 20-7 on Bedford. We got the second half coming up right now on nhsportspage.com. To go, we should start that clock back in motion right now, and they do. And Concord will try and punt it out of their own goal line. The kick by Como, a real good one. That's going to draw back into Bedford territory. Mike Valis has it at the 44. Running left across midfield, inside the 40. Makes the cut. He's going to take it all the way. Mike Valis, punt return for a touchdown. It's a 56-yard return by Mike Valis, and Bedford has life. 20-13. On the 23-yard line. Concord setting up like they're going to go for it here. But I'm sure they're going to quick kick it by Law, like they've done a couple of times already. Law looking to throw. Looking long to Zoltz. Zoltz open, contact. There's a flag. They're going to call a pass interference, maybe against Yeager, all the way to the far left, guarded by Mike Valis. You got Simu Smith in the slot to the right. Handoff, Gaudette running right. Gaudette corner, dives for the pylon. Did he get there? No, he stopped short. He got knocked out of bounds. To the left, Smith in the left slot. Two running backs behind Law. Law fakes the handoff to Indy, throwing left. Caught, Gaudette, touchdown. Mark drive, his third touchdown of the game, and Concord opens up the lead again, 26-14 on Bedford. 3:23 left to go in the third quarter. Might be 4-down territory for them, as we got a minute and a half left to go before we hit the fourth quarter. Biederman steps to the left to Colella, the big guy in the backfield. Colella with the snap, straight back to pass, looking throw left. Got Nick Bayless. Bayless leaps, catches, touchdown! Nick Bayless, athletic play, and Bedford's back within 6, 6-20. I'd like to take off some time off this clock. They got a receiver to the left, Como, a couple of receivers to the right, in motion, Zultz. Here's Law looking to throw long for Smith. In the end zone, did he catch it? Touchdown! Actually. And Concord might do that quick kick thing because they still got Law in there in the shotgun. But he has quick kicked a few times in this situation. Bedford doesn't have anybody back, and Law will kick it away. And chasing it down is Simu Smith, rolls down towards the goal line, and he touches it. And it's going to be down at the 1, inside the 1. Bedford to the line of scrimmage. Mike Bayless, the lone setback behind Colella under center. Watch the quarterback sneak, and that's what they do, and they score. Dan Colella, touchdown. Walked in off right tackle. Concord setting up like they might go for it. Zultz, the receiver, to the far right. Indy right behind. Robbie Law under center. Fake the handoff. Law looking to throw. Sacked! Sacked by Biederman. And also back there. And here's the clock. Not going to start up. So they get to start it fresh. Here's down the middle. Caught Palace. Big hit at the midfield by Simo Smith. Wow, that might have saved Concord's bacon right there. Simu Smith with the big hit on Palace. Again, not necessarily Hail Mary time. You're on the 39. Collins, the running back. You got a couple of receivers to the left, couple of receivers right. Snap, shotgun. Colella throws left. Yeager with the catch, taken down middle of the field by Smith and Zultz. Bedford's got to hurry. No timeouts. No timeouts. They need to spike it. And the clock got stopped because of the first down. And with 5.5 seconds left to go, Bedford's got a chance from the 30. Here we go, 6 seconds left. Colella gets the shotgun snap, looking to throw pressure! He's sacked by Indy! Ball loose, that should do it. The clock never started, but that should do it. Now they're gonna start it up. The clock never started running with 6 seconds left, and it's gotta be out of time. This game should be over. That was a sack, this should be over. And it is. I believe it's over. Concord has won, 34-27. Concord wins. They stay unbeaten. They're the undisputed #1 in New Hampshire. 34-27. Concord holds off Bedford in our Bedford Dental Care Game of the Week. Undisputed #1 team in New Hampshire after this convincing win. Here to talk about it with some of the guys, Logan Lamoureux, we got Mark Gaudette, and Samo Smith. And I'll start with you, Samo, because you had a big game all over this field. Not only did you get out there at halftime and play the saxophone, I was very impressed with that, by the way, big sax guy, Dave Matthews Band fan, but you had a awesome touchdown catch. You had a huge hit on defense. I mean, you certainly played what I've seen out of the past couple of years seeing you. This was the game of your career here at Concord, and you needed it in a real big spot.
Right. I'm thankful for my teammates because without them, I wouldn't have got those shots. I wouldn't have got that touchdown. I wouldn't have got that hit because they did their job and I did my job. So.
Another guy who did his job was Mark Gaudette here, a senior, one of the captains on the team, and certainly has had his moments here, but you were really a force. I mean, scoring the first couple of touchdowns that answered their touchdown. I think they surprised you up the middle on that Palace run, 84 yards, but you guys didn't blink. You went right back at it, ended up scoring the next 3 times, and we're up 20-7 at the half.
Yeah, that touchdown, that was just a broken play, but we've really learned how to forget, have a short memory, so it was good. Our O-line and all of my receivers came out, they blocked well, and I was just able to get the call and get in for the touchdown.
Logan, I remember talking to you, I don't know if you remember this, at a Fisher Cats game this summer. We were in one of the luxury suites, and I saw Lamoureux on the back and Concord football, and I approached you and said, okay, I've been hearing for the last couple of years Concord's going to be pretty good, and we talked, and I was talking to your dad a little bit about it, how you guys really believed this offseason that this was a year that you could truly step forward and be a factor, and you've certainly proven it so far. I don't think there's any question after the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, after last year, we had a pretty solid season, and we didn't make the playoffs, and that was our goal from starting December lifting, that we were going to work as hard as we could to make playoffs, and hopefully the way we've been playing, that dream can come true.
Samo, let's go back to you. I want to talk to you a little bit about the Valus cousins and very, very heralded receivers, and they can certainly make plays, and they did make plays. I thought you guys handled Mike Valus pretty well tonight. Nick started to give you some problems. I know Mike scored on the touchdown, but was that a little extra personal thing for you, seeing those guys on the other side and wanting to kind of hold your end of the bargain too?
Definitely. All week, Coach was saying that we need to key up the Valuses because they're good receivers, which they are. And out here, I took it personally because they're receivers, I'm a receiver, and I also play DB, so my job out there was to shut them down so that I could prevail as the better wide receiver.
All right, Mark, what's next for Concord football? I mean, you took the necessary steps. You got to finish up the last couple of weeks of the regular season, but is it going to be hard to put this one behind you and kind of go to the new task at hand, which I'm sure is, that playoff game in a couple of weeks?
Not at all. I'm ready to go, and I know everyone else is ready to go. We want to play them again, and we want to beat them again. That's our goal right now, and I'm really confident that we will.
How about Logan, the defense? I mean, they're a high-scoring team. You guys held them. I mean, they did get 27 on you, but their defense was the one getting all the talk coming into this game, and you guys showed that, they really were a team that give some teams other problems, but you guys certainly, I thought, had as good an effort as any other defense has against them so far this year.
I think our defense stepped up real big today. We fixed where we've been having trouble lately with the pass coverage, and it was just immense. I mean, everybody did real good, and it's good to finally get some recognition on D.
All right, guys, back-to-back weeks here on our Game of the Week and back-to-back wins. Concord 7-0, truly the number one team in the state of New Hampshire. Playoffs coming up in a few weeks. The final, 34-27 at Memorial Field in Concord. Concord wins it. They stay unbeaten. Bedford, after his team loses their first game of the year, 34-27 against Concord. We knew it was going to be a tough one. I think it lived up to the billing. It went down to the final play of the game. You guys just came out on short. What does that say, though, about your team right now after 7 weeks?
I think it's a good litmus test for where we are as a program. Concord was definitely the better team tonight. We turned the ball over, and we can't afford to do that against many teams, let alone Concord. And I think both teams showed up to play tonight. I'm proud of our guys because they didn't quit. Literally came down to the last play, but they were the better team tonight.
What can you guys do, you think, better? I mean, you're probably going to meet these guys again. We don't know that for sure. You still got business to handle. But if you were to meet them again, it would probably be on this field in that conference championship game, so to speak, first weekend of the playoffs. What do you think right now, just coming out of the game, that you need to do better next time if you do play them again?
I think offensively we can't turn the ball over for one, and defensively I think we got to get better drops. I think their passing attack was more than we expected tonight, and kudos to the coaching staff and to the players for doing that and executing so well. We got to get better drops with our linebackers. But as long as we take care of business the next 2 weeks, we'll be ready.
I thought it got a little chippy at times. I mean, there's a lot of personal fouls. I mean, a little bit of confusion at the end. I think you guys might have caught a break because you made that first down play by Valus. He got out of bounds, and then you guys got back to the line and you snapped it before I think the chains were set. And then they didn't know how much time to put on. I mean, do you know what was going on there at the end?
It was a cluster. It was a cluster. I'll leave it at that. I don't believe in luck. I don't believe they were lucky tonight by any means. They earned the win hands down. There were some breaks that went both ways, I'm sure. But that's football, as you know.
When you look at the way it was, I mean, you had a real tough game the first week of the season. Then you guys kind of coasted. I mean, you shut 4 teams out. Memorial finally scored against you last week, but you didn't face the real tough competition like you saw. So your season was kind of bookended. You got those real tough games. Do you think that maybe if you had played some tougher teams, like somewhere in the middle, that might have helped you? I mean, I'm not saying you didn't look ready for these guys tonight. You certainly were, but to get up to the same level to play on a team like that, they had Pinkerton last week, so they were, in that ballpark. I don't know if that was a factor.
I'll take a quote from Charles Barkley. They were all tough. We were just tougher. No, that could have had something to do with it. The fact is, once again, as good as they are, I don't think they're that much better than us. They definitely are better than us. Right? They proved that tonight. But if we take care of business once again and we meet them again, we'll be ready. And I know they'll be ready. There's no doubt about that. They're a well-coached team, as you know, and the kids are hard-hitting football players.
I don't like to necessarily single certain people out, but one kid that really impressed me defensively, Tom O'Rourke, number 52.
Yeah.
That kid is all over the place. And I like what you did with Biederman there, that jumbo package.
Yeah. Let's start with Tommy. Tommy is a disciplined football player. He's I hesitate to say the heart of the defense because so many kids step up, but he has been a consistent from day one. And I can't say enough about him, as far as a person and a player. Andrew's a fast lineman, so we realized he wasn't playing any offensive line, so I could use him in a better way. So he's got some good potential.
Someone tells me you guys were pushing. We really wanted him to get that in the end zone.
Yeah, we did. We needed it. But I'm proud of all of our guys. They played tough.
Well, it was a heck of a football game, and I hope to see the matchup again. I can say that. And, who knows, it might be different next time. But, Kurt, we really appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, take care.
Eric Brown here, victorious Concord Crimson Tide, undefeated at 7-0, 34-27. Goes down the last play of the game. As a coach, can't do a lot of good for the hairline or the fingernails, but you guys held strong.
Or the blood pressure.
Yeah. Indy made the big play at the end, but I thought that your defense did a good job controlling those guys and really limiting the Valus Cousins, and the quarterback Kalala wasn't able to get out and run like I've seen him do against other teams this year. But I thought your defense did a real good job, despite the fact that they scored 27.
Yeah, they did. One of those, a special team score and turnover deep in our territory, but yeah, the defense really stepped up and played much better tonight. From the front line all the way, certainly the back seven played a lot better than they did. Think about the Memorial game and a few weeks ago, much improvement. So we're really pleased with that.
What about the passing game, which over the last couple of weeks has kind of come to life? I mean, you guys knew you had it at your disposal, but you really didn't need it when you're scoring 50 points a game and running clocks and things like that. But last week, when you needed it, you got it in that final drive against Pinkerton. And then I didn't think you ran the ball particularly well today, but you definitely were able to hit a bunch of different receivers. Seymour had a good game. Zultz again, and the big kid Beskelik, Bakir.
Yep.
He's an all-name teamer.
Yeah.
You showed that you got some weapons and you utilized them tonight.
Yeah, Bedford did a really nice job shutting down our run game, and certainly we're going to be watching some film, see how they did that. Most likely to be playing them in 3 weeks again, so we're going to try to improve on that aspect of our game. But yeah, all along, we said that before this game in the preview and all that stuff about our balanced attack, that we have the ability to do both. So Robbie and the receivers and the line, for the most part, did a nice job.
So this is kind of a dream season so far for you as a coach. I mean, your best season as a coach. You took over 5 years ago. So have you gotten a chance to, or maybe you'll do it tomorrow or later on tonight, and maybe sit back and say, hey, you know what, this has been pretty cool so far.
Yeah. Well, I remind the kids, a lot that it was 4 short years ago that we went 0-10, and that was something you don't forget. And the next year, these guys kind of laid the foundation to what the program has grown into. So I think, it's to be 7-0. I never would have dreamed it, but it's pretty nice. It feels pretty nice.
The undisputed number one team in the state, and most likely the number one seed in the Division I football playoffs coming up in a few weeks. Eric Brown, Concord, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it. Concord on top of Bedford 34-27 here at Memorial Field in Concord. Pete Terrier, along with our videographer Jen Chick, and she saw a tremendous game on her debut game with us on the game of the week. Concord holding on to the final play, and they stay unbeaten, and they most likely will be the top seed in the D1 playoffs, which start, I think, 3 weeks from tomorrow. It's the weekend of November 9th, I believe, is the first game of the playoffs, and Concord likely to play against Bedford in that game. Still a couple of games to go. Bedford still got a tough one against Manchester Central near the end, but I think everybody fully expects these two teams to meet again for that North Conference Championship, and the winner of that game moving on to the Final Four. But it was back and forth, especially early. Bedford scored first, 84-yard touchdown run. You saw the highlights, Aaron Pallas just right up the middle. Defensive breakdown, the Concord guys told us after the game. Mark got answering with a 14-yard run, then a 3-yard run, and then Concord scored again. Baskir Baskchelik with an 8-yard touchdown reception from Robbie Law that made it 20-7 at the half. Bedford actually making it a 20-14 game when Mike Bayless had a 56-yard punt return for a touchdown midway through the third, but then Concord scored to go back up 2 scores, and then it was back and forth. Bedford scoring on a Nick Bayless 30-yard touchdown, a spectacular catch in the end zone, and then Samuel Smith kind of matched him with his own spectacular catch. You saw the highlights for all of those. And then finishing off for Bedford, the scoring was a 1-yard touchdown run, a quarterback sneak by Dan Colella, and then Bedford just couldn't get it done, and they end up losing 34-27. But a great game, showed that these two teams are pretty even. One thing Concord once again playing though without their super sophomore running back Leo Sude continues to. He was dressed actually for this game, unlike the last couple of games, or at least last week against Pinkerton when I saw him. Maybe he'll be coming back at some point this year, but he looked healthy. I think it's one of those coaches' decisions that he didn't play. So Concord did that without him. Shows you even more impressive the Crimson Tide right now. So that wraps it up. If you want to relive the moment for years to come, you can purchase one of the DVDs right off the website. There's a link right on this page where the story is all about. Great memories. It's only $30. It includes all my play-by-play, all the video highlights you just saw, and certainly a keepsake for the time being, especially as this magical season continues for Concord. Once again, our final score, 34-27. Concord beats Bedford on our Bedford Dental Care Game of the Week. For Jen Chick, I'm Pete Terrier. Have a good night, everybody.